Dear student, in this video I am going to talk about how to write the ionic formula. As the name suggests, ionic formula means what? Ionic formula is basically a ionic compound where you will always have a positive ion called cation and you will have a negative ion called anion. So the ionic compound always is made of the two things. Suppose AB is a ionic formula, so there will be A plus and there will be B minus. So A plus is called cation and B minus is called anion. So the which have a negative charge you will say anion. When these two combine they form ionic compound. Okay, so there are certain rules that which will form cation, which will form anion. Let's see some of the rules here. So group number 1, you all know that group number 1 means what? That it will have last cell 1 electron. For example, sodium, it has 11 electron, so it will be 2 8 1 electronic configuration. It means it will lose 1 whenever it will form ionic compound. So all group number will have group cation which have the positive charge plus 1. So something you can make a list and remember. So these are the common thing. Now some are exception. For example, hydrogen. Okay, even though it's not group 1, but we say it's a H plus, it always form H plus because for it it's easier to give the 1 electron. Ammonium ion. So these two are, you can say, it's exceptional cases where these are not a metal but still there is a positive charge plus 1. Now who will form the positive charge? 2. Obviously group number 2, for example calcium, magnesium, and also some other metal, for example copper. So when something written in Roman number in the bracket, it means it is telling you that what ionic form it is, because these are transition element which can form the cation. Copper can be in Cu plus, it can be in Cu plus plus. So to make sure which copper it is said, it is always written in the bracket form. So if it is in Roman number 2, it means you're talking about copper 2 ion. Magnesium, obviously group number 2, so magnesium ion. Zinc, see the iron, Fe3 plus. What about group positive charge 3? So there will be group number 3. And also some other metal, for example iron. Can you see it can form 2 also, it can form 3 also, but they will always write what ion they are talking. Is it Fe2 plus or Fe3 plus? Now what are the anions? So also there are the list which you can memorize, or you can also think logically why it is a minus 1. So see the group number 1, as you can see they are all group number 1 element, right? Group number 7. So group number 7 always form minus 1. Can you guess why? Because all group number 7 has last cell 7 electron. Let's take example of fluorine. Okay, so if you think about fluorine, it has 9 atomic number, it means 2 and 7. So to become stable it will always take 1 electron, so it will always form minus 1. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and so on and so forth. Now hydrogen, as I told you here, it form the two kind of ions. It can form the cations, which is H plus. It can form anion. Here you will say hydride. So hydride means H minus. Hydroxide is OH minus. So when I said minus means it is to the whole like this. It is not only for H. Nitrate, it is Na3 minus, carbonate CO3 2 minus, oxide O2 minus, sulfate SO4 2 minus. So these are the minimal and basic thing you should be knowing whenever you're writing your ionic formula or ionic compound. Now some other thing also you can think of which is missing here is a phosphate. So whenever there is 8, nitrate, phosphate, always there will be oxygen will come. So phosphate is your PO4 3 minus. You can add it here. Okay, this is the least and the minimum you should be knowing. There are other also like hydrogen carbonate, cyanide. We will discuss further, but this is the basic. Let's fix on it and let's practice some of the common name of it. So for example, when I ask you to write the formula of calcium sulfate, can you tell me quickly what should be the formula of it? You can pause the video, think of it and let me know. I hope you have written it. So other name is calcium sulfate. So in ionic compound you always write first metal and then followed by the non-metal group. So here calcium will be in C++ and sulfate it will be in SO4 2 minus. Whenever you make a formula, always remember that charge should be balanced. Charge should be balanced. It means whenever you make the formula, the final charge should be 0. So suppose if I want to combine this, there are 2 plus and there are 2 minus. So you can just write simply formula calcium sulfate is CaSO4. Now how to write sodium sulfate? Yes. So what is the cation? You have Na plus. What is anion? You have sulfate group which is SO4 2 minus. Now can I write the formula NaSO4 just now what I did here? Yes? No, I cannot write. Why? Because if I write NaSO4 it means I'm talking that this is 1 plus and there minus 1. So if you write this it means it has total minus charge. It is not neutral. So to neutralize this I need to put 2 Na. Now is it balanced? Yes. So the formula final should be Na2SO4. This is how you should be balancing your all the formula. So whenever there is always ionic compound writing, you always write first cation, anion, then you think how to balance it. So for me, can you put the formula of aluminium oxide? You can pause the video, think of it and let me know. I hope you got it. So aluminium is your Al3 plus and what is oxide? O2 minus. Now see here you have a 3, here you have 2 minus. So if I want to balance, obviously I need to put this more. What if I put 2 here? Still not balance. So if I write this 2 and if I write this is 3 minus, it will be balanced. So also there they use the shortcut like Al3 plus and oxide 2 minus. So also they do like cross multiplication like this and they just put the formula like this. So you can also try this method, there is no doubt, but always make sure whenever you write the formula it should be balanced. Okay, let's practice a more question which I'll just write it here and you can solve this question. So suppose if I want to write some of the other name like can you write the formula of sodium nitrate? You can write the formula and leave the comment. I will say that sodium nitrate, potassium oxide, potassium hydroxide, aluminium nitrate, iron hydroxide, okay, so let's write some of them here. For example, sodium nitrate, as the name suggests, there should be sodium ion which is cation and nitrate group. So charges are balanced, yes, so you can just write the formula NaNO3. Okay, now let's see here potassium oxide. So what are the cation here? You have a K plus and oxide you have O2 minus. So to balance this negative charge I require 2 potassium, so I should write K2O. Now potassium hydroxide you have a K plus and OH minus, so I can just write directly KOH. What about the aluminum nitrate? You have Al3 plus nitrate NO3 minus, it will become Al in the bracket NO3 ka whole thrice. Now iron hydroxide, if it is written in Roman 3 it means what iron I am talking, 3 plus, and then you have anion OH minus. So what should be the formula? To balance this you require 3 hydroxides, so it will be FeOH whole thrice. Now there are something you can do by yourself. Can you write the formula of potassium phosphate, magnesium chloride? What else I can say? Aluminium hydride. So this will be your homework. Please do it. Leave a comment. I'll see that. Thank you.